Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hoopsie podcast with me, Phil.
Me, Scott.
And on this episode, we are going to be doing one of our occasional series where we have something we call Unplanned Who, and that is basically where we don't know what we're going to be talking about. So what we do, we pick a random subject out of the hat of a failed actor. And we we just try and discuss it for could be 5 minutes, it could be I don't know, could be 10 minutes, could be 30 minutes, who knows, but certainly no longer than 30 minutes. But we say we're not prepared for it. We've got nothing on hand to help us. So this is purely sort of off the cuff. And I do say we don't know what we're going to talk about. Scott, you're the one who comes up with these subjects, but
Yeah,
you don't know what's going to come out. And you just quickly write them down without giving it any thought, really, do you?
no.
No. Okay then,
Okay.
mate. So, if you like to hold the hat aloft,
Okay, so this is our lovely
well,
hat.
for those who watch on YouTube, hold up a bit more, Scott. They can't see it.
Oh, it kind of phases out, but this is our lovely,
Love, love,
lovely brown hat
lovely brown.
made with 100% wool.
Oh yes,
Yes.
it's a brown
Excellent.
fedora. Okay, right. Chuck the subjects in.
Okay, everybody get ready. Okay.
Okay, and
No,
give it a
bit,
shake.
it's a bit hard
Oh,
to do it.
okay.
If you guys haven't
But
noticed it, there's not
well,
much
as I
space.
say, if you listen to this on audio, this doesn't really mean much. But Scott's
Mm,
actually shaking a hat right now. So, Scott, okay, pick a subject for us to discuss
Okay,
for this episode.
I'm gonna count. Okay, let's pick out this one. Okay, so we've got a subject here. Let's
Okay.
move the hat to the side, and for some extra ASMR and sound quality, we're going to go all the way up to the microphone. And okay, our
Go on.
topic for today is the worst and best companions of every Doctor,
Oh
ex
God.
excluding the fugitive war and unbound Doctors. So the Big Finish Doctors and the Fugitive War. So the main
Hmm.
central ones
Blimey,
of the
Scott, did you
show.
have to make it every Doctor?
Yeah, yeah, every Doctor.
Oh my word.
You can include Big Finish companions though, but just not Big Finish Doctors.
Oh,
So
okay, okay. Right. Well,
that's
you in that case, though, mate, you can go first.
um. Do we start
So,
backwards or forwards?
well, we'll start with number one. We'll go in
Okay.
order of Doctor. So number one, then William Hartnell. Who is his? Let's start with the best companion.
I would say Barbara because she probably got the most character development throughout her time in the first Doctor's TARDIS, and the
Hmm.
worst is Dodo. Definitely Dodo.
Well, she didn't
She
get a
she
lot
didn't do
to
anything, and
do.
her accent kept changing. So I think that's a pretty fair, pretty quick one to
Okay,
say.
okay. I think for Hartnell, my favourite is probably Stephen Taylor.
Hmm.
Actually, I thought he was quite I thought he's from the future. He wasn't from like modern day Earth, and I think he used to sort of challenge the Doctor quite a bit. So I think it made for a good dynamic actually. So and I quite like the way Peter Purvis played him as well. So that's yeah, that's who my favourite one is. Worst one. Ooh. I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not going to go for the obvious one of Dodo. Actually, I'm going to go for Susan.
Do you know what?
Actually,
That probably would be my second contender.
yeah, because
Again, for reasons I'm about to explain.
I think because she was a character that had a lot of promise and then didn't deliver on it.
Yeah.
So and
I mean,
just
she
be
was an alien teenager,
mm,
and she ended up basically just kind of being there again.
just falling over,
Yeah.
spraining her ankle, but grandfather, and it was just yeah. So it was a character that I think had a lot of potential, but then just didn't go anywhere, unfortunately. So
Yes.
okay then. So let's move on.
Okay. I.
Troughton,
I.
your
There's no.
favourite Troughton companion.
There's no worst for Troughton. I
It's
think.
difficult, isn't it?
I think a lot of people would say Ben and Polly, but I've already said I don't actually mind them. I quite like
Hmm.
that TARDIS team. I'm just gonna say the one I've watched the least of.
Well, who's your favourite?
Okay,
Not your
well,
worst. Who's your
probably Jamie. I mean,
Jamie? Okay.
he's a Highlander. I mean, that's like the most interesting companion I've ever gotten. Um, just because I've only seen like two stories of hers. I'm going to just say Victoria, also because in the Ice Warriors, I'm not quite sure without that sort of
Well, do you
companion.
know what?
So
I'm
I'm just
probably
going to
gonna,
say that.
yeah, I'm gonna go probably go the same as you. Actually, I think yeah, Jamie was good. I think he and sort of Fraser Hines and Patrick Troughton had a very very good dynamic together. It might have been a little bit of a bit of a boys only club with those two really. But it was it was it still is enjoyable to watch. I think there are occasions where Jamie distrusts the Doctor, particularly in something like Power of the Daleks, not Power of the Daleks,
Evil.
Evil of the Daleks. Sorry, yeah, yeah. So I think
But
he's good on that. And then so my worst one is probably his Victoria. Is again, it was a character interesting though, so, for Victorian times, and she was sort of, really was a fish out of water. But all she did was scream. There was no sort of real sort of character development. And then,
her family was killed.
hmm,
Her dad was killed, which would have been interesting. And I guess it kind of makes sense because she was like a teenager seeing aliens for her to be like not really like happy. Well, she was
yeah,
happy, but not like terrified of everything because she's Victorian and
yeah,
Victorian
yeah,
had a sort of like it was like the Victorian times, you know.
yeah.
So it kind of makes sense. But also, she had again her dad died and nothing came of it. There's one story where they talked about it and just forgotten about the rest of
Well,
it.
that's pretty typical of Doctor Who, really. They just sort of move on very, very quickly for reasons of plot. So, third Doctor, who's your favourite companion?
Um,
Do
um,
you want to think about this one a bit?
yes.
Okay, I'll go first then. My favourite is Liz Shaw. We're hands
Okay.
down. I didn't have to think about that. I just really like that dynamic. Yeah, I think she's, you needed someone to sort of prick that Doctor's pomposity. Everyone knows that Pertwee's my all-time favourite Doctor. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
yeah. I just like
I like.
she did turn into a little bit of, oh, what's that, Doctor? Towards the end, she's only one series anyway, but I think she was great. I really did like the
I,
she would challenge the Doctor on occasion, which I liked.
I think I'll agree.
Okay.
And the worst, just because it's kind of easy, is I'm just gonna say Mike Yates probably, just because I don't really have a worst for that time. I mean, I guess he appeared the least out of the sort of unit
Yeah,
crew.
yeah.
So
It's yeah, because I couldn't pick Joe. I couldn't pick Sarah Jane
no,
as worst
that's like
because they're not the worst at all. I
no.
know Joe was a little bit, you know, oh, Doctor, what's that, Doctor? She was there really just to ask the questions that the audience were
But she
meant
was
to
like
ask.
the
But
third main companion and his best friend. So
yeah,
it's not
exactly.
really fair to say
Yeah.
that.
And yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult. I don't want to sort of pick Mike Yates. It's difficult because it was the unit family. They weren't really companions. They weren't there in every single story, but I think people do sort of class them as companions of the third Doctor. I'm ugh, I'm gonna go for actually. I'm gonna go for Sergeant Benton
Okay.
actually. Just because I know he's sort of fans do like the character, but I again he wasn't really someone who got any real sort of character development. Really, he
No.
was just a bit dim, so, meant to be like the man of action, but then usually come up in failure. But hey ho, it's yeah. So that's my one. It's Sergeant Benson. That's a difficult era
Okay.
for me to pick on because I love the Third
It
Doctor era.
is.
Yeah, so it's
I
difficult for
think
me.
the classic doctors are a little bit harder, mainly because a lot of the time
Yeah,
the companions,
I'd begrudgingly sort of give a worse one out of that era. To be
well,
fair.
specifically the first four yes, five doctors have a lot of companions to choose from, which might
Yeah,
be quite hard to
yeah, I think so.
differentiate between. But
Okay then.
anyways, the fourth doctor.
Yes, Fourth Doctor. Who's your favourite?
Um, I mean, I guess you kind of have to say Sarah Jane,
You don't
but
have
also
to.
at the
You don't
same
have to.
time, I know this might sound really controversial, but the Fourth Doctor and Adric are quite a good pairing when they're on their own.
Yes, I agree with
I
that.
think
Yeah,
they're very good in sort of like the Keeper of Track and sort of beginning scenes.
yeah,
I don't know. They've only got one story together, but even Nissa was in there and Tremus. So I
yeah,
don't really. That's kind of a hard. That's kind of like I don't really know. It's a bit niche to
yeah,
pick.
yeah. I don't know. I don't want to say Sarah Jane Smith as my favourite because it's a bit too obvious, isn't
Actually,
it? But
I think Leela might be my favorite, mainly because she was just so different compared to the other ones. And, you know, she was like, it's kind of I don't know. She was literally a space warrior. Like that's probably the most interesting.
well, she was a
Of the,
savage, wasn't she?
yeah.
Yeah, a savage.
So
Um,
and she actually did get a development because she learned how to sort of not be violent, which is
yeah, I think
interesting.
everyone, you know, everyone picks Sarah Jane because that's like the golden period of Doctor
Hmm.
Who to a lot of people and myself included, really.
I mean,
But I think I'm going to go for Leela as well because with Sarah Jane, even though I love the character and I love Liz Sladen, but the whole journalistic side of her character just got dropped, really. So
mm,
she was a good character, but no, I think I agree with you, Scott. I would select Leela as well because I think she does get character development,
mm,
and that was the plan. It was that sort of it was based on Pygmalion, the Henry Higgins
yeah,
thing. So yeah, I agree. I do like that, and I think Louise Jameson's a very very good actor as well. So okay, so who's your worst?
So I don't really think any of them are bad. I don't I don't like the later half, like season 17, because it's just too like
Mm,
much, I'd say. But I don't want to say Romana too because she's a pretty good companion.
hmm.
It's because this character only appeared in one story. I'm just going to say Tegan because she only appeared in one Fourth Doctor story, and then she went on to be a good companion to the Fifth Doctor. So I'm just going to say Tegan just for
Okay,
this, just
okay,
to be simple, because I kind of like them all
okay.
in a weird way.
I'm going to pick Romana too as my least favorite. I'm not saying it's a bad companion, but I think if I had to pick one, I like yeah. I'm going to say I dislike. It's one that I liked the least. I
Yeah,
think.
I also think it's, as I said, she appears in like a pretty very weak Tom, like one of the weakest Tom Baker season probably, which is
Well, yeah,
season
because
seventeen.
I never particularly liked the way she was introduced. With the whole thing with. I mean, I
No,
like Mary Tam as Romana, and I still do to this day. And then Lalla Ward's come along, and I didn't like the way, and I never have done. I still don't like the way her regeneration happened. It was done on a whim, and again, it's that Douglas Adams influence and long term or long time listeners, I should say, listeners of this podcast, will know I'm not a fan of Douglas Adams at all. I don't get the humour at all. So it doesn't, it's just there, but I never particularly liked her. I like the way she was introduced as a character. Um, I just thought she was a little bit too haughty for my
mm. And also because the
as a
behind the
companion.
scene, the behind the scenes things going on,
Yeah,
some days, some scenes it's like Tom Baker and her.
yeah.
The
But
Lara
as I
Ward are
say,
like
it's not to.
besties, and the next one is like they're sort of
Yeah,
they won't even look at each other. So
yeah,
it's
I
kind
know.
of
So yeah,
that might affect people's
it might
choices.
do, yeah, yeah. But as I say, it's not saying I dislike the character. I just say it's the one I like the least. That's it. There's
Yeah.
a there's a difference. So Fifth Doctor, then, who's your favourite Fifth Doctor companion, Scott?
Uh, hmm. I think it's either Nissa or Tegan.
Okay.
I feel like Tegan's the easy answer, but I don't know. She spends most of she's like a good character, but I think I don't really know. What do you think? Actually, I need
Well,
to
I'm gonna
give me a minute.
pick Tegan as my favourite companion actually because I think she's yeah, she would argue with the Doctor. She gave as
Mm,
good as she got. She wouldn't take any any nonsense off of him. And even when she left, she sort of run back and sort of, I think, although if you meant to think that she thought she made the wrong decision by leaving when she did and run back, and the TARDIS had already left. So yeah, yeah, I think it's
Yeah, so
yeah,
I guess
I think it's
Tegan.
definitely Tegan, definitely Tegan. So
Um,
who's your worst?
uh, um, I don't. Well, obviously, it's probably either Adric or Turlo.
Hmm.
But I like the way Turlo was introduced as somebody that was there to kill the Doctor. Basically, that's something we've never actually had
No,
before.
never
I
had
think.
before. No, no.
So I'm just gonna say Adric,
Oh, okay.
which I know is kind of an obvious answer, but he was much better with the Fourth
Well, yeah,
Doctor.
they kind of sort of dropped the ball a little bit with Adric because, as I say, he was very, very good with Tom Baker. I thought their dynamic was really good, but then it changed into like a bit like bickering brothers almost, didn't it? With the Fifth Doctor.
Oh, but,
But I'm actually going to pick Turlo as my. I don't use the term worst companion. It's my least favourite. I think because once the whole Black Guardian thing was done with Turlo, his reason for being there was practically done. To be fair, I don't think
mm,
there's any reason for him to sort of remain there. The whole plot reasons for Turlo being on board the TARDIS was finished, and that was it. Not to say I
mm.
don't, I I dislike the character. Just thought it sort of become a bit rudderless. I think.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard thing because I really like that sort of like like the four people TARDIS team with the Doctor Adric, Nissa, and Tegan.
Yeah,
I quite like that,
yeah.
but still, he's the weakest of that set of
Of that,
four.
yeah, yeah. Now this is where things start to get a bit tricky
Mm.
because these Doctors onwards, yeah, there's not a lot of companions to choose from. So, Sixth Doctor, who's your
Um,
favourite?
Evelyn.
Evelyn Swart. Yes, we are going down. We're going down the Big Finish route. I'm picking Evelyn as well.
I'm
I
so-
think, yeah,
I'm
it's.
sorry, but like they're just so weak. The other companions on screen just have just such weak runs as.
I know. It's. I mean, I must admit, I haven't listened to an awful lot of Big Finish even after all these years. And I just sort of dip in and out of stories that sort of take my fancy. I think you do the same, Scott. Don't you? Sort of like, I like the sound of that one and give it a listen. But when I heard my first Evening Smythe story, I just thought she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing, and to have a Doctor have an older companion as well was such a really really good move. And she's a fantastic character as well, and I miss Maggie Stables. Actually, I think she was fantastic in the role. It's just a shame we don't get to hear any new stuff now. Really,
Mm.
it's such a shame. So yeah, same for me, mate. Evelyn Smythe, without shadow of a doubt. I didn't have to think about that. No.
Um,
Worst companion.
I again this is kind of hard because I know Perry didn't do much, but she was the Sixth Doctor's main companion. Mel actually had some form of character when she was with Six in some way. I mean, she actually did some sort of computer stuff in one story,
Mm.
but then again, she had the least amount of time on screen with the Sixth Doctor. What do you think?
It has to be Mel, really, and it's no slight
Yeah,
on Bonnie Langford because the character of Mel improved significantly on sort of Big Finish.
Big
But I
Finish.
what I've listened to anyway, but I haven't listened. I don't think I've listened to enough. I've seen more of the TV stuff really, and I think yeah, unfortunately, sorry, Bonnie, it's
Mm.
it's got to be Mel because I don't think she was given a lot to do really,
And I guess this kind of leads into the
other than
Seventh
scream.
Doctor. Leads into the Seventh Doctor. The worst companion in the Seventh Doctor's era is
Mel.
Mel.
Yeah. And again, I know the Seventh Doctor's had a lot more companions on Big Finish, and I just
Mm.
haven't listened to enough of those stories to make any informed
Other. What
opinion.
about the best?
Well, it's got to be
Well,
Ace, really, isn't it?
Ace is the.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't like a lot of the dialogue Sophie Aldred is given. It's definitely like a middle-aged man's version of what a teenager would sound like without swearing. So
Thing is, though, a lot of the writers at around that time were actually quite young, so
they
I'm
were, but
surprised.
it just comes across as like middle-aged, a middle-aged man's version of what a teenager would say. It really does.
But she's still such a good
But
companion. Like
but
she
she,
blows up stuff and like hits
I
literally
know.
hits Dalek with a baseball bat and like
I
jumps
mean,
through windows
I
and
must admit, I wasn't really watching Doctor Who. I'd sort of drifted away from it by the time McCoy was on telly. And what I did watch, I didn't particularly like. But I can see why at the time the Ace character sort of was a big hit with audiences, or those who were watching it. And now I've started to watch it. You could see, yeah, they did try to do something with the cats and the again. It was like that. It was like the Pygmalion thing to a certain
mm.
degree. You
It's
know,
in some way it was less sort of like learn how to be to get out of your Cockney dialect into this sort of
yeah,
accent,
it's less
but
sort of
more
like
sort of like
how to
learn how
behave
to
in polite
behave. Yeah,
society. Yeah, exactly. But it was the doctor sort of trying to get her to to grow and everything. But yeah. So yeah, definitely. It's definitely got to be Ace is the best companion for the Seventh Doctor. Now things do get difficult here, Eighth Doctor, because I haven't really listened to a lot of Eighth Doctor stuff, and what I have listened to, it's mainly been Charlie Pollard.
yeah,
So, which I think is a fantastic character. So, again, the I haven't personally I haven't got a lot to choose from. So I think really it's going to be my favourite character of the Eighth Doctor is Charlie Pollard.
yeah. I quite like Charlie. I'm gonna say Charlie, but I know you definitely can disagree. But second in is probably Lucy. I think she's
Oh,
probably
Lucy
a
Miller, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I quite
Again,
like.
I've only listened to a couple of her stories.
Oh, we don't have much of her. We I know that we only have series one of her on Big Finish on
Hmm.
audio, like what we've got from our audio books.
Yeah,
But there's
our
also
personal collection.
a little like sort of nod in on Spotify. There's this like podcast thing,
Hmm.
and they sort of like it's like Colin Baker might like interview somebody, and they'll have like the full length stories of some stuff on there. So
Okay.
they're usually
Yeah.
only like two parters, but still check them out.
But you enjoy them though. So yeah. As I say, I don't know enough about them. Worst companion for Eighth Doctor? Again, this is difficult for me because I don't really know much.
I don't know, maybe Chang Li. I mean, I
Well,
guess he.
well, no, he
I
wasn't
mean, he
really
kind of
the.
counts as a companion at one point,
Yeah, but he's the
but
Master's companion.
but
He's not
he's
the
kind of
Doctor's
the.
companion.
But he's like technically he's the last. He's the. I don't know.
No,
Gonna,
I can't
I feel
pick
like I'm
Changli. But
just gonna say that just because I mean technically he was actually with the Eighth Doctor for like 1 minute, so
yeah,
in theory you could
okay,
pick him.
okay.
But there's not.
Oh,
I
there's not
don't
a
really
lot to
have
choose.
one.
No, I dare say that. I mean, I know there are other companions for the Eighth Doctor on Big Finish, but I haven't listened to them. So I'm gonna I'm gonna bail out on this. So I'm not gonna pick a sort of like
Hmm.
my least favorite companion because it wouldn't be fair
It is
to
kind of. It's just kind of
yeah
hard.
to actually select one. So
Okay,
I'm gonna
nine,
chicken out on that one.
nine.
Ninth Doctor.
It's still hard one.
Um,
It's
Again,
kind of
this is difficult
really.
because because there's not a lot to choose from. There has been some Big Finish ones, some different ones before Billy Piper came back on, but I haven't listened to them. I've
No,
listened to one. Even that I can't remember who it
but like
was.
Ravagers or something. It's
Yeah, it
called.
was. Yeah. I've got them. I just haven't listened to them. You know, it's just not. I haven't got round to it. Um, it's really. I suppose you could say Captain Jack was a companion because he did
Yeah,
travel. He did travel with them.
I
So
mean,
I,
technically, there was like off-screen adventures and comic books and other
yeah. Well,
stuff.
again, but I haven't read them, so I can't really comment on. So I can only base it
Well,
on what I've seen,
okay,
really.
so I want to say the best one is Rose, and the worst one is Adam.
Okay, I didn't thought about him. Um,
That's because he's just forgettable. But
yeah. Actually, I'm going to be controversial here, actually, 'cause I think that,
mm,
okay, the best companion is Rose because that is really his only
mm.
companion. Um, but also think it's his worst at the same time. Actually,
I'm gonna disagree with that. I think she's the worst with Tennant. I just hate that. That's just like it's horrible. Like, oh, Doctor,
well,
I love you,
you've given it
and
away there, actually, haven't you? So, what your tenth Doctor was. I think I'll say for nine, Rose is my favorite and my least favorite at the same time because there were some good qualities and some very, very annoying qualities about that character.
That's
And
I think
and they really up the ante on those worst aspects of that character when it gets to 10. So should we move on to 10?
yes,
Yeah. So well, we've already discussed it. Our least favorite companion is Rose. Why? Why, Scott?
because she's just insufferable in that. Like they don't argue. Like every single time they're separated for 1 second, Rose starts like crying about it like a baby, basically, because like nobody's paying attention to her. Like get over yourself. Like what do you
Yeah,
expect? Like come on. Um, yeah, she's just annoying.
yeah.
Like um, what about the best?
Well, actually, let me talk about why I picked Rose as the my least favorite one, and it's really just to sort of reinforce what you just said. The whole thing between her and the Doctor at that point, they're so insufferably smug. Um, and I know the whole thing was meant to be setting them up for a fall, really, because they were just enjoying themselves just a little bit too much. Um, and it was picked up on certain, like Tooth and Claw. The Queen Victoria picked up on the fact that they sort of seem to revel in people dying and stuff like that. So yeah, that I can see why they were taking it, but they made her unlikable at the same. For me, anyway, I found the character really unlikable.
Hmm.
So
She was like up. She was up there with 9 and just like down there with 10.
yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah,
kind of like evens her out in like sort of like the middle category for Doctor Who companions,
yeah, yeah.
which is
So
unfortunate because she had a pretty good run with 9 and it
yeah,
gets
yeah, I
10.
suppose
It's
so. I
like
suppose so. Yeah,
no
to
thanks.
begin with, maybe to begin with. So your favourite 10th Doctor companion?
Um, Dawn is the easy answer, but I'm gonna say Martha because
Oh, okay, that's
she
interesting.
actually technically was she appeared a lot in series 4 and the whole of series 3.
Hmm.
So technically, she didn't. I don't know. Didn't she technically have the most time with the 10th Doctor on screen?
Um, Maybe she did actually.
Because
Yeah, yeah,
Rose
you
had
might be
14
right.
stories. Martha had 13 plus 5 in series
Did really that
4.
many?
That's 8.
Five? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's 18. Then Donna had 14 plus the two parts and end of time. That's 16. And Martha actually had a part and end in time for one bit. That's 19. She had the most
Oh, I suppose she did.
stories,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
So I think also
So
her
what? So what?
character
So what?
was
So
so
why pick Martin? Apart from the fact she was along, she had more episodes. Why
I don't know.
Martha?
I just think her. I just like her character a lot. I mean, she argued with the Doctor, which was like the first beginning of basically telling Ten you are not the best thing in the whole wide world, which he kind of needed to be told because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, he really needed that. Um, I don't know. She also, when I guess she was the Doctor's love interest in some way to her, but I like that she grew out of it and kind of like learn like from that and
Mm.
she grew from just something as simple as that. I mean, she literally saved the whole world on her own, which is a
Yeah, that's
huge
true.
achievement,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and reversed reality and did some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Well, you like her. Okay. Um, my favourite 10th Doctor one, it might be a bit tenuous to some people, but I'm going to say
Hmm.
Wilf,
Uh, okay.
actually, because
I'll let you have it.
he travelled with the
I mean,
Doctor
technically, yeah, yeah.
in End of Time, and it's Cribbins. So enough said. I don't have to say any more than that, really. It's Bernard Cribbins and Wilf. So
I only wanted to pick. Also think Martha's a bit of an underdog. She's not talked about much in the Tenth
no,
Doctor's
no,
era.
she's
The
not. No,
Tenth Doctor actually forgets about her most of the time. No one seems to ever talk about her.
it's all Rose and Donna for that
Yeah,
particular era,
and I
isn't it?
just really, it's as if everyone's like Series Two's the golden age. Well, actually, Series Three probably picked up on most of the
Mm.
big ones. It had the like the Scarecrow, the Family of Blood, the Weeping Angels. It had
Return
the
of the
Master.
Master. Yeah,
It
yeah.
had a Dalek two-parter.
which isn't that
the
great, but
Macra came back. There was
yeah,
Shakespeare,
yeah. There's a few
the
things in that
introduction
series,
to the
isn't there?
Jadoon. So you know,
Yeah, there's a few
yeah,
things in there, isn't there? Yeah, yeah. Okay. No, good choice. That surprised me actually. That one. So well done.
really. Okay,
So 11th Doctor. Again,
um,
we haven't got a lot to choose from.
I'm going to say Rory is the best.
Rory's the best. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Why's
I
that?
was I've just been rewatching series 5 and I just really don't like Amy. She
Oh,
just like
okay.
she's so nasty. Like your boyfriend is that well, actually husband, but technically it's boyfriend,
Fiance is
is
yeah.
standing like right there. And
Yeah.
like you're basically just kissing the doctor at the
Yeah,
end of
she's
a random episode for no reason. Like, what are you doing?
yeah, it is
Chillax.
a bit weird. My favorite I think is probably Clara
Ugh.
for 11th Doctor. 'Cause I think it's her and 11 I thought were really good. Actually, I thought they made a very, very good a good bit. Even though they did sort of ruin it at the end where Stephen Moffat had her on when they landed on Trenzalore, you had that truth field on there, and she admits she fancied the Doctor, which I thought, oh god, we don't really need to do that again. Not everybody has to fancy the Doctor. But I just liked her as a companion with 11. Actually, I really did.
Yeah, for me the worst is Clara with 11.
Oh right, okay, not Amy because you seem to highlight on
No.
Amy as being the
Amy
worst.
was good in series 6 and series
Mm.
7A, but just not good in series 5. Clara was just not like compared to her in 12, like the chemistry was just not there.
Oh okay,
Like
okay.
I don't know, and also she's just got some really weak stories. And she was a walking mystery box,
Yeah,
really.
she was. Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
I
Well, to be
It's
fair,
okay to have a mystery box, but
every companion's been a walking mystery box to a certain in the modern era of Doctor Who. They've always had
apart
to
from
some sort of backstory or they're the reason for something happening. And it started with Rose. Rose was Bad Wolf. You know, I suppose
actually
that
not with Martha
Martha's probably the only one that didn't
or
actually.
Donna, but
No.
they
Donna
just
was.
accidentally ended up like
No. Donna
that.
was part of that prophecy, the Doctor Donna, and all the what one of you will die and all that. So it was it was all part of a big prophecy thing, which now I'm talking about
Yeah,
it sounds a bit
I
cheesy,
I
but
just don't really like. I mean, I like some of Series 7B stories. When I already said I don't mind Series 7.
Hmm.
Also, you have episodes like she's in like Nightmare and Silver.
That's just a
Uh,
weak story. Full stop.
and she's also in. I don't know. She's just not as good with 11 as she's with 12.
Oh no, I prefer it with 11. So
What?
that's my least favorite companion for 11. I'm again
I already know
it's
this.
It's Amy,
Oh,
really.
I'm gonna say River Song. I was
No,
like,
no, no. I
actually
don't
good.
class her as a companion. She just sort of drifted in and out. She was part of a plot arc, really. No, it's Amy because for the reasons you highlighted, Scott. I just think she was horribly written. Actually, the way she sort of cheated on, not cheated on Rory, but she always sort of hankering after the Doctor, even though it was written to be like, her one true love was always going to be Rory, and some of her dialogue was misdirection when you thought she was talking about the Doctor and she's actually talking about Rory. But yeah, I just thought it was a little bit. No, I didn't like it. I thought she was a bit of a despicable character. And as you say, Scott, she finished one adventure, then tries to snog the, or she did snog the Doctor, the night before a wedding. So I thought that was a little bit, yeah, wasn't very
I
nice.
think also my biggest problem with Clara is that she was introduced in the Snowman, basically. Then she came back
No,
like the
Asylum of the
next.
Daleks was where she
No,
was
no,
first introduced.
like the sort of like going into like the TARDIS bit was and you get to the next story and it's like she's already been in there. Like she doesn't have that scene like going around the TARDIS again, or actually is not in actually that much shock as if she's already done it all
Well,
before.
they were just trying to do something a bit different, weren't they? Really, that was it. They're trying to do
Mm,
something rather than doing the whole, oh, it's bigger on the inside. She just was completely
but they
wasn't.
already did it with Victorian Clara, and then they literally did it again the next
Yeah,
story.
well, technically, she's the same person, isn't she? She is the same. It is Clark because you find she's splintered through time. It's the same. It's technically the
Yes,
same
but that
person.
version of Clara hasn't been in the TARDIS, and it's like she has been already been like when she steps in.
No, it's
It's
meant to
like
be.
she's.
No, it's not by the fact she's been in the. It's the attitude, isn't it? Because it's Clara, basically.
I mean, yeah, but
They're
like
different people. They're different people, but
every
not. If you see
like
what I
every
mean?
single companion's had that sort of like like TARDIS thing, where they're like,
Yeah,
"What is this?" And
it's
that's
good to
just
it's good to change it now
just
and again, though. It's good
I
to change it.
I guess, but it's just like they already introduced her so perfectly in the previous story,
Mm.
and I don't know. She just, I
But then
mean,
got but then got killed off in
yeah.
that. Yeah, in that
But I
story.
feel
But
like
anyway.
I
So
feel
let
like
let
also her character was written like in the scripts quite quick as well. Like a
yeah
lot of her dialogue wasn't actually supposed to be there. She was written in like last minute
yeah
as sort of the modern day Clara. That wasn't supposed to be the
okay
plan at
okay.
first.
Well, let's move on to 12. So
Ah,
who's your favorite? And again, there's not a lot to choose from,
I don't
but I
know.
mean, who's your favorite companion for 12?
Don't know. I actually can't answer that. I love
Can't
it all.
answer it.
I love it all. I just love it all. Like that's literally that's my answer. I just love it all.
Oh, okay,
The
okay.
whole all the companions are just good.
Right, okay. Well, I'm gonna say my least one for 12 is Clara, actually, because I think she is horrible to him. She's horrible to Danny Pink. She lies to both of them. Um, yes, I don't like her character when she goes with 12 at all. I think she's horrible.
I think, but I think it's kind of there for a reason because that's actually the beginning of when she gets like the character of being shown. She's reckless. She
Yeah.
just, which I quite like because I guess it kind of happened with I don't know 10 rows, but that
Mm.
didn't last as long. This is like a full on sort of, yeah, sort of like when you get somebody in between and somebody as sort of controlling as she is.
Yeah,
I
I
get it's
think
interesting because it shows that she's trying to control. She can't control both lives, and that's what she can't handle. And when you get to series 9, because she's in sort of control, and there's nobody's like stopping her except the Doctor, who actually doesn't know how to stop her.
well,
I
she
think
was
I find that interesting.
yeah, she was a companion that thought she could be the Doctor. And I know a lot of people defended that, saying, well, why can't people be the Doctor? It's sort of, well, no, that's the whole point of, he is unique. There's not another Doctor.
Which is
Um,
why I think Clara actually worked well. The difference between Ten and Rose is that there was a romance there, which is what caused
but
that.
the thing with this is why I don't like the cat because it became, and again, I think I personally find it a fault of Stephen Moffat's writing. The character becomes smug and unbearable. And
Mm,
come the end, I'll just think, for God, yeah, just go. Really, I mean, she stuck around for a series longer than she intended to. So they sort of wrote her back in again. Was she going to leave in last Christmas? I think that's meant to be her last story. Then she's changed her mind and wanted to come back to do series 9. But yeah, I just with 12, I never really liked the character at all. I just again, I like
it's just though because 12 is your second favorite Doctor, but you don't like the TARDIS pairing that was there
no,
for most of the time. So
no.
how is it your favorite Doctor if you find his
Because
companion insufferable?
because he got some because I like Peter Capaldi. I just liked everything about his era apart from Clara, really. He did make for some interesting stuff on the TARDIS, but again it was a little bit like Six and Perry, a lot of arguing, a lot of bickering,
Yeah, but at least with this,
but some of it was downright nasty.
but at least with this, it actually went somewhere. Whereas Six
It
and Perry was just there. Like the whole
you're right.
arguing was just not used as a reason.
Yeah,
That
you're
was
right,
there.
but I
But they
didn't
they
like it.
stopped arguing because they learn from each other for better or for worse, which is why I like it. The Doctor became more human, but Clara became more alien, which is sort of the problem.
Yeah.
Not the problem with the TARDIS team, but sort of like the problem that they were facing
Yeah.
is that
No, I just didn't
they
like
couldn't.
I didn't like it. I just didn't like that character. I mean, I liked some of the stories, but I didn't really like what they did with the character when it comes to 12. Because it's weird because I said she was my favorite companion for 11, but then gets with another doctor and it's a doctor I really like. Um I didn't like the companion at all. I really didn't.
Yeah.
So a favorite companion, well, it's got to be Bill, really, for me. For 12. I mean, what about you, Scott? You said you couldn't really choose, really.
No. I guess I could say like the one I dislike the least, just because it's easy, is probably the that one guy from the Return of Doctor Mysterio that basically was the Doctor's companion.
Do you
As
know
like
what?
like
I've
like
watched
a
that.
meanie.
I've precisely watched that once, and I cannot remember anyone's name from that at
No,
all.
I can't remember the names, but I'm just gonna say that random
Okay.
guy because
Okay, cool. No, it's definitely Bill. I mean, she didn't deserve what happened to her, being turned into a Cyberman, but I thought she was a really, really good character. I like where they put the Doctor in that series, or just like as a professor in a university. Yeah, I just liked it really. I
yeah,
just
I can't pick. I like every single TARDIS team in that,
yeah, yeah.
believe it or
It is
not.
difficult. It's difficult. I mean, I'm just picking. I picked Clara because it wasn't Bill.
Hmm.
That's it really.
Yeah,
But
even because like the chemistry between everyone in that TARDIS like crew is just there. Like it's so strong.
yeah,
Like there's no sort of like, oh well, it's them again. They literally don't. You can tell that they just don't even like talk to each other and
yeah,
like,
that's it.
and
So,
but like I don't know, it just really
okay,
works.
right. So 13 then.
13.
13th Doctor.
Okay, kind of obvious. The best one's Yaz. Wait, no, actually. Oh no, the worst one's Ryan. Right,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
both agree.
Let's just cut to the chase here because I'm going to completely agree with both of you on these things. Ryan was unfortunately so poorly served as a character. He had nothing to do. Um, yeah, and that was it really. That's all. He was just there, and then when he left, didn't miss him.
No,
To be fair, it's such a horrible thing to say about a
I
character and
could
an actor, but
I could say Graham to be the best one, but I think that's just too obvious. And also, Yaz is the 13th Doctor's companion. No, she
yeah,
is. She is. She actually appeared in every single story with 13.
yeah, true, true.
Everyone, literally every single one. I don't actually think there's any Doctor Lights in that era either. So
No, I don't think there is actually.
again, every single
Yeah,
story.
yeah, I think you're right.
At least one scene with the 13th Doctor in every single story.
Yeah, yeah, I think I know that sort of like the Thasmin thing was a bit forced come the end because apparently that's what a certain subset of fans wanted, and they were shipping the two
Yeah,
characters.
I don't really have a problem with that, but Yaz didn't
I
really
don't, but
do.
just it was just done ham-fisted, and again, it didn't go anywhere. And they have
No.
sort of kind of picked up on that on the Big Finish
Yes,
series
just on Big
with her
Finish.
and Yes.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. So
He's also
it's
the most likely actor to go back to Big Finish as well, because all the other Bradley Walsh is on The Chase. Tosin Cole is like in like
he's,
blockbuster TV shows
he's doing
now.
other stuff. Yeah, exactly. He has gone on to
And
better things.
John
Yeah,
Bishop is a comedian who's very busy, so
yeah.
I guess
Exactly.
that
Do you
also
know what?
kind of
I
leads.
completely forgot about Dan.
Yeah, I don't I quite like Dan, but only to like a certain extent do I like Dan.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't.
Do you remember the Evil Dan memes? You know,
Evil
that's all.
Dan memes. No, I
Yeah,
don't. No, I didn't really
so
pay much
my favorite.
attention to
You know, sort of
that.
like the beans. There's like sort of like the theme song's like plaster it, plaster it, plaster it, plaster it. Because
What?
he said plaster something or something. I think it sounds like he's saying that. And someone
I
made
do
a
not
theme tune
remember
out of
that
it.
at all. I
And
do
Evil Dan's
no.
face comes up, and he's got like red eyes, and it's like
Oh
kind of
right,
scary.
okay, right, okay. I will I will take your word for that,
And
mate.
also, people were shipping Dan and Carvanista as a sort of
Right,
love interest
that's
for
a
each
bit
other.
sick. Actually, it's a dog. Anyway, anyway, so now we are getting into hopefully we can rattle through this pretty quickly because now we're into
And
14.
oh, I just remembered something else about 13. You had
Okay.
Vinder. He was a good character.
I don't know if he was a
I quite liked his
companion.
character.
He was a
Yeah, he
character.
was an ally.
He was an ally, but I don't think he was a companion. So, right, then now it gets really tricky.
14.
14.
Uh Donna. Just say Donna.
Donald's the best. Donald's the worst
Donna.
in that.
I guess the worst is probably Rose.
I'd not
Don't
even
really
gonna say
know.
Rose was a companion there because it was just a character in one story. She didn't really travel with the Doctor.
Actually, Mel.
No, again, I'm not gonna say she wasn't the companion for that
Hmm.
particular those three specials. It was Donna. really. And I think really, I think
Don't really
I
know.
suppose we sort of enjoyed them at the time, but again, it was that level of smugness that came back into Doctor Who again at that
I
point.
well, Doctor Who's always been a smug show, but just to a
Well, it has in that
certain
in
extent.
it, yeah, in sort of the modern era, it's been very, very
Okay.
smug.
Uh,
But yeah,
this
so I
was
think it was Donna was the best and the worst in that. I can't say much more than that. Really, it's difficult.
okay. Well, okay.
So
15.
15.
Best Ruby, worst Belinda. I think that's.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
I
Really,
mean, some
it's a
people
shame
could say
because I
Belinda, but she ended up being such a flat character and just
she
boring.
started off really well,
Yeah.
and then she was challenging the Doctor, and thought, okay, she's of her own mind. She's got a bit of character about her. And then it just fizzled out. It just fizzled out, and it came back to the Ruby came back on the scene again, and that was that.
Yeah. I
But
think Ruby's much more interesting into some
I
extent.
suppose so. But even then, it just sort of like the mystery about it just it just fizzled out into
She
nothing.
felt like
That's not the
Clara again. She felt
yeah
like another
yeah.
Plan
It's
B type stuff.
it's not Millie Gibson's fault. It's what was written, and it just went nowhere. They had this big mystery set up, another mystery box character, and
Hmm.
then it just fizzled out. I know it is her mum. That this whole mysterious why. Oh, I'm not going to go down that road again
I mean, no
about
one
the whole
knows. I mean,
pointing at
no.
a sign that wasn't there to begin
I
with.
mean,
But
no one. Okay,
it's
yeah.
making you yawn. That's how boring it is talking about the 15th
So,
Doctor's era.
how dare you? Well, well, I still don't know why it was snowing. That was never answered.
No,
But the thing
no,
is, she had PTSD, and like none of the companions actually explored that. When you leave the Doctor, you get paranoid because you feel like some creature's gonna attack you,
yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
No, that's not been explored before.
No, it hasn't.
I think Stephen Moffat wrote Ruby the best. I know she felt like Clara, but that was the button boom where she takes the sort of person's corpse
And gets killed.
in a bottle.
Yeah,
Well, no, actually, that wasn't really her fault. Actually, that was sort of Mundy's because she told Ruby to shoot her in order to get the ambulance's attention,
yeah. Oh,
and
that was Belinda again, wasn't
then
it?
she gets shot by Mundy's friend, who I can't remember the name of,
Yeah,
but
the nervy one.
pew pew.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I like that's the only time she disobeyed the Doctor, I'd say, and also maybe in Space Babies where she wanders off down the corridors to save Baby Eric.
Maybe.
That
I try to forget about Space
I
Babies.
have no problem with Space Babies. I don't know why everybody hates it so much. It's not even that bad.
It's awful. Right, okay. We've done it, Scott. We've gone through the whole. We've run the gamut of all the Doctors and our sort of. I'm not going to say we keep saying worst. It's our favourite and least favourite companions. I'm not going to say the
Well,
worst companion.
excluding with Ryan. No offense, Ryan.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Well, good. So
do you have any honourable mentions before we move
no, I
on?
haven't really.
No.
I think I've gone on long enough, and I'm getting to get a bit tired now. No, and it's getting hot. Again, we're recording on a really hot day. I've got all the windows shut and everything, so I'm beginning to get a bit of a sweat on. So I think it's time to wrap this up, Scott.
Quite cool in here, actually. You
Oh,
know.
bully for you.
Yeah.
In your room, it is not in mine. So okay, so I'm not sure what we're going to do next. But basically, we've got one more episode to put out before we go on holiday. So we'll sort of disappear towards the end of July, but we'll put something out next weekend. But then after that, we are going to go on holiday. So
I
I
think
think.
it's a bit of a sad thing to. I would think I know what you're gonna say. We should do next week.
What do you think we're going to do next week?
Revenge of the Cybermen,
Yes, I think we're going to come back
which
to
is a
Random Who.
really sad thing to finish on before you have a week's
We have
break.
our holiday, indeed, indeed. So yeah, we are going to do Revenge of the Cybermen. That was selected by our randomizer some time ago now, actually, wasn't it? It was some months ago. I seem to recall. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do next. Revenge of the Cybermen.
What's really odd is that we keep getting stories that people seem to dislike a lot in the
Oh no,
fandom.
randomizer's been a bit unkind. It's been very unkind to us
Really
lately.
odd.
Yeah, it hasn't picked any
Yeah, the last
classics.
two. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it picked the girl who waited, but nobody actually talks about that very much
No,
nowadays.
not now. Not now. No. It's picked a lot of 11 for us, isn't it?
It's a lot of 11. It likes 11.
He does.
Who doesn't it like? I don't think it likes anything past Jodie Whittaker. It's only I've done stuff. Oh, but no, past 11. It's done
Yeah.
nothing past 11 at all.
No, it hasn't. Hasn't.
No.
Okay. Well, that's
I'm a
it.
bit sad
Is
actually.
a bit. Is a
I
bit.
feel bad
Well,
for the.
well, when we do next week's episode, we'll be spinning up the randomizer again anyway, so we'll see what it comes up with. Okay. So, we all done, Scott?
Yep.
Good lads, good lads. So, until next week, everybody, it's goodbye from me, Phil.
And goodbye from me, school.
Goodbye.